Hello everyone, we begin with a very action-packed ship battle. With me today is...
Subponicate Poster.
our old friend.
It's been a while.
Yeah, it has. In addition to scheduling conflicts, we'll call them. So what I'm doing right now is I'm attacking what's called a convoy. Every now and then on the ocean you'll find a ship marked with like a white R sign. That's a convoy. If you attack it and sink it, you can get 3,000 bucks.
Nice.
So this is the first video that I kind of had, that when I did the first edit for it, it turned out to be like, I don't know, 55 minutes or something. So I had to trim it down a little.
Ready to fire, Captain! Sights up! Let's get moving! Come on, you slugs! Man those seats!
Now actually, usually you have to take over a ship to get the goods from it, but with convoys you don't have to. You can just sink them and take the money.
Cat sneeze.
Yep. He's sleeping right next to me.
Keep my deck clear! We have a news!
So attacking from the rigging can be pretty fun, but also dangerous, because if you misjudge a jump, you may go sailing right onto the deck and kill yourself.
I think I did that once or twice, just splattered.
Yep. And unfortunately, my pistols have really terrible... Well, that was a pretty good monster kill. I got like 8 guys.
Hit him with a treasure map.
I don't know, I just really like that animation of guys toppling over the side of a ship.
And I assume if you throw them overboard it counts as a kill, even though being sailors, we would imagine they could swim.
Yeah, and guys in this game actually can't go in the water without dying instantly. I have to say, I really like the explode powder keg optional objectives. It's just fun watching a lot of guys get killed by explosive barrels.
Ragdoll everywhere.
So are you familiar with the Kenway's Fleet stuff?
Yeah, when I got the game, it was right after the PS4 launched, and there was a bit of a bug where since with the PS4, you could now have more than 100 people on your friends list, and so a bunch of goons were doing like mass ads and everything because it was new and exciting, and it turned out that if you had more than 100 people on your friends list, it would bug that stuff out, and it wouldn't work at all. But luckily for me, I was just short of 100 friends, so it still worked.
Neat. So this is the first of what the game calls Smuggler's Dens. When I was editing this video again, I cut this part out because Smuggler's Dens are not really that interesting. Basically, you go into a cave, you take some treasure chests, you kill some guys. That's about it. We will be seeing that on camera in a future video.
Basically loot banks.
Yep. And not really that good at loot banks, because the Kenway's Fleet stuff is like a million times more profitable. Sometimes the echoing can get really bad with the singing. It's like you're in a real concert hall.
Or they're actually drunk pirates. Gotta do something with all that rum.
Yep. Especially since you can't upgrade the ship with it. As it would just be silly if you could upgrade a ship with rum.
With rum. Our ship's now incredibly flammable. That's an upgrade, right?
Ground on every inch of sail. Siege trim 2. Hearty. I said hearty.
Here's another one of those oh so interesting little islands. Unfortunately, you cannot shoot the birds that you see sometimes on the islands, like flamingos or seagulls.
Is that a ship battle over there?
Yeah, I think that might be two ships fighting each other. I've noticed that when two ships are actually fighting each other, they never actually stop fighting. They both, unless you are fighting them, they have unlimited health.
And that ship glows in the dark.
Killer
Yep,
wave to
because it
starboard.
was destroyed. There are actually some. Sorry. There are some special derelict ships up near Florida that actually have a lot of supplies on board, but there's a little bit of a catch with that.
Go ship.
There may or may not be a ghost ship in this game. I cannot confirm or deny the rumors.
Douse the royal and talk.
That would actually be kind of badass.
Hearty, lads.
Yeah.
Follow those men. Captain's
But as I said, I'm not saying if it is true or if it is not true. Did you get any of the Assassin's Creed outfits like Connor or Altair or Ezio when you played?
Yeah, I had a Uplay or whatever, and I never finished 3. I barely got into 3, actually. You know, after the 8-hour tutorial, I was kind of over it. So I put it down, but because I had the Uplay registered, then, yeah, I got the outfit. So I did a little pirating dressed in non-period costume.
Yeah. I actually kind of really like the Connor outfit.
Yeah, it looks
I don't know-
neat.
I don't know what it is about it exactly, but I really like it, and so I kept it around more than I thought I would.
Bail off and bring in those royals. Now.
The game sucked, but his coat was cool.
Yeah. Well, I did not hate 3 as much as most people do, but yeah, it's pretty ridiculous at times how much tutorial you have to go through.
I didn't really get into the game itself proper, you know, get into a couple of towns. And I think the other thing, too, is one of the fun things about Assassin's Creed, and when I get around to playing Unity, I'm sure I'll just go crazy, is scaling buildings and stuff. And because it's fairly accurate, Frontier America, there are no tall buildings. They're all 1- and 2-story. So it takes out a lot of that.
I got 8 guys with 5 shots. But yeah, if you want to climb on really tall buildings, do awesome stuff like that, Assassin's Creed 3, probably not the game for you.
Not the game for you. The idea was neat, but
Yeah. It's just, at least in Paris, you get stuff like cathedrals to climb on.
Notre Dame, I understand it's like a 1-to-1 scale, so it's just massive.
Yeah.
Because I've been to Notre Dame, and it is a big place.
Oh, neat.
Any who set foot there, die. Keep them back.
I like the little captain's hat Edward
He's
gives
jolly.
the guy. Yeah, he's a good guy. But thankfully, because all the Kenway's fleet stuff is online and based on Ubisoft servers, I don't really need any more ships. I already have a full fleet.
I ran around and cheesed that one Man-O-War, so I ended up having pretty much an entire fleet of Man-O-Wars. Give me a mechanic, I'll abuse it.
Yep. Oh, the mechanic. Oh, hey, the Cayman sound. But the mechanic she is referring to is that if you actually climb onto a Man-O-War, not fight it on the sea, and you kill everyone on board, you can get on your Jackdaw and fire a single shot, and it'll give up. So you get a Man-O-War
which is
without fighting it at
great
all.
when your ship's not upgraded, because you'll just get trashed, so... This place has crabs.
Right. And bottles. And crabs you also cannot kill.
What was the game that you could actually... It had, like, oceans and you could kill a crab and you got a trophy for it? I can't remember the game.
Oh man, I know there is some
It might be
video
Tomb
game
Raider.
like that. I have no idea. I know I've heard of it. Maybe. I'll have to look up the trophy list or something. But you know, actually when this game was like new, I was commenting in the first thread for it that this game is really good. It's just I wish there were more like little Easter eggs in it, like the giant squid from Assassin's Creed 2. And right after that I was corrected, there is an Easter egg, a pretty big one that I completely missed. But then luckily I remembered it to show it on camera when I
Not
get
sure I know
around
what
to
that
it.
one is. I will leave it a mystery for now.
Yeah. I was like, okay, that is actually pretty cool. I had no idea that was there. It's a nice little callback to the giant squid from Assassin's Creed 2. That's all I'll say for now. So, as I mentioned, a lot of these islands, just a whole lot of nothing going around and...
Opia? Oh, easy, milady. Just thought you might like some help.
Why? What is your real motive?
Your name was on a map. You may have sold it to a nest of Templars in Era. We all make mistakes.
Typical. Twist a Templar blade to our back to play saber to our face.
Look, I'll level with you, lass. I'm also looking for a key. I figure, I help you. You let me keep the key if it turns up. Right. You're offended. I'll go.
We will challenge you to a hunting contest. Gather more skins than us, and you win.
Easy. Let's go.
So this is a unique mission. There's really nothing like it in the game. You have to kill more stuff than she does. Pretty simple, but the best way to narrow down where prey is to use eagle vision, because animals you can kill are bright red or gold like that.
Oh, I thought it was a seagull. I'm like, really?
That was just luck.
What was that?
This I don't know, it's some little like beaver thing. I don't know what it is.
Beavers are freshwater. What's a beaver doing here?
That's not
Oh, look at that. Kill stealing. But yeah, right now my guns are pretty bad because they have very low range. But they are basically like little shotguns, so I guess it makes
Blunderbuss
sense.
type.
Yeah. You can actually kill more than one guy, but it's not something that comes up very often. So this is pretty appropriate being in Connor's outfit and doing this mission because hunting was in Assassin's Creed 3. Except in that game, the best weapon to hunt with was the bow and arrow, which is not in this game.
Kind of missed the crossbow from 2.
Oh yeah, that was pretty neat. Especially how Ezio could, like, I don't know, deform his wrist and fire it at impossible angles, like straight down. He could just like turn his wrist straight, just move the bones. But that's Assassin's Creed physics for you.
Looks like a guinea pig.
Yeah.
Whoa!
Oh hey, the white jaguar. Oh yeah, some animals have quick time events. If you fail...
The white jaguar. A fine catch. You have more than proven yourself. We accept your help.
With what?
Look,
Frigate. Why? Is there anything out there but fish?
no. Those are your Templars. You have a ship and a paleface, vessel and passport. Meet us at Gran Cayman to help us investigate.
Yeah, we'll get around to that.
Do we get to keep that sweet pelt?
Their gold and put it to use ourselves. I'd be a happy man.
Yeah, I think I collected it off camera.
And what's your
But yeah, you actually... Oh, this is our first royal convoy. Do you remember that social chest we got on that one mission with Blackbeard?
I can't be sure.
Yeah, this is another one of those online things that only show up if you're actually connected to the internet. Royal convoys are basically the same as normal ones, except the lead ship has 10,000 real RS, not 3,000. So even at this point in the game, frigates can actually be pretty hard to kill. So it's always nice to use these schooners to get some extra health.
Nice.
Look at that, didn't even need to board. I think the most I've ever killed with the swivel guns during a boarding is like 9. Destroying those powder kegs can really rack up the body count.
You'd think they'd learn not to keep the powder, you know.
Yeah, right up on deck. In addition to Royal Convoys, the third major online thing is actually White Whales. Edward Kenway can do what Captain Ahab wishes he could have done. It's so weird watching this old footage and comparing it to how powerful the Jackdaw is in my current game. I could have sunk that frigate with like
couple of
in
volleys.
maybe like 30 seconds. Yeah.
On your mark, come in! Fire! Take a shot! Right there, sir! Fire!
But at this point in the game, I don't even really have the money to upgrade very much until the Kenway's fleet stuff starts coming in.
You rescue a guy right in the middle of combat. Just get on the boat, it's fine.
Yeah. Now the thing with swivel guns is that well, whatever. The thing with swivel guns is that an enemy guy has to be hit pretty much dead on for it to kill him, but they also have a little splash damage to them. It's just one of those things that you have to kind of get used to how many people it can kill.
Loading.
Our first real big stealth mission of the game. And the second time in the game when we actually have assassins as regular enemies. There's not really any difference between normal assassins and regular guys, but part of this mission is you cannot kill any assassins. You have to knock them all out.
Is there a different prompt for that, or you just do it barehanded?
Just barehanded, yeah.
That didn't look like you knocked her out.
Oh, hey, I
sounded
heard
like
a
a neck
stabbing
break.
sound with that guy.
No, he's fine. He's just taking a nap.
Well, Edward obviously subscribes to the Batman school of knocking out guys.
I pitched him off a 40-story building, but I didn't kill him.
How could we have known? Even our Tobias was taken in by his charm.
Well, you know what they say, it's not the follow that kills you, it's the sudden stop at the end. So, the real kind of pain with this mission is the stupid open 4 treasure chests objective. Unless you know where they are, that can be pretty frustrating to actually do.
Closing in for well on a year. Indeed, the Templars make noise with their comings and goings. I've not heard a thing just yet. You will.
But luckily, this mission has quite a few checkpoints in it, so you don't have to replay
Mess
that
up.
much if you get spotted. But there is one point that gets very annoying.
This guy's not a very good assassin. Is that a man in the bushes? No. Yes. No. Yes. Everything's fine.
Now, right now, we are in Mexico, actually, and if you look at the in-game map, it looks like Mexico is pretty close to Cuba, but that is not actually true.
It's a little further away.
There's a little space compression.
Well, you know those
going
old
on.
map makers.
Yeah. I do like the native language stuff Ubisoft throws into the Assassin's Creed games. Like, I don't know, I'm not even sure what language
Carib,
they
maybe?
were speaking there. it's not Spanish. Yeah, it's maybe Mayan or something like. Or Mayans didn't. Well, whatever. They were speaking something, but it's just most developers probably
Yeah, they
wouldn't
just
go to that much effort.
put it in
to
English.
Throw in languages like that. Right. Now, a weird thing with the AI in this game is that you can, if you're choking out someone from a stalking place, like in the bushes, and someone can actually look at you doing that, but they won't spot you. If they're not close enough, you can choke out a guy, and then they don't see it at all. This part is not hard. The part coming up can be kind of tricky. See, look at that. I was clearly choking someone out, but she didn't see me.
Or that guy. Oh, wait.
Nothing suspicious going on there.
Again with the crunchy noise.
Oh, there's that echo again. Now this part can be tricky because these two are very rarely separated, and there's a gunner on the far side. So that took me a few tries to get right.
Yeah, I think I remember having a little trouble there too.
But the old motto of "Who dares wins" goes best for this because just take both of them out and hope that gunner doesn't see you. Just break line of sight in the clumsiest fashion possible, but it works. And luckily, thanks to the new and improved Eagle Vision, I can tell exactly what way she's facing, so I know when to start running.
Here's $10. Forget I was ever here. Oh, our gun got stuck in the wall.
I was so glad that happened. You know, people always talk about glitches, a glitch where sometimes when you warp somewhere, the jackdaw will actually be like 10,000 feet in the air and then it'll come crashing to the ocean. Unfortunately, I have never had that happen to me.
Yeah, there was
Really
also the
sad
one
about
where
that.
there was the giant hole in the water. There's a video of it on YouTube called Ascension of the Jackdaw, and they put Gregorian chant behind it, and it's the funniest thing, and I was really sad. I'm like, oh, this shit never happens in my game. He just, like, gets, stuck on a tree or something. Yeah, go look it up. It's
gotta
it's only
watch
like
that.
2.5, 3 minutes, but it's amazing.
Jesus, kid. You let me into
I actually didn't think there was a conversation here, but I've got better business than talking to James Kidd.
That boy still ain't right.
But I didn't say it'd be easy. Now let's get this door open and I'll show you what's inside.
Yeah, that's great. Talking to Kid ends the mission, but we still have the bonus objective to complete. Get 2 more treasure chests.
Once you talk to her, the enemies kind of despawn, so then you're free to roam around, or...
Talking to him starts a cutscene, and that's the end of the mission. I know, there's the treasure chest. But yeah, without synchronizing the viewpoint, you kind of have to listen for it to know it's there. And while we're in the neighborhood, let's get this out of the way.
Now, sometimes these weren't too bad, and then sometimes you're like, what kind of weed were you smoking when you decided what would activate it and what would not? Because it's clearly centered on everything.
Yeah. Sometimes I'm pretty sure they throw in red herrings to deliberately try and trick you. And hey, that's one way to do it. Just use your hidden blade to get the rock out of the way. Now, to get the fourth treasure chest, I have to cross over to the other side where all those guards were in that big open area. But this is actually pretty tricky since you have 3 guys standing near the path and you can't go through them, obviously. And then there's another guy patrolling up and down that way. So you have to somehow get the guy walking around out of the way and move fast enough to avoid those 3 guys. That part also took me quite a while to do right. I love the AI in this game.
Do-si-do.
It's hilarious.
Yeah, doing Inquisition right now, some of the AI behaviors are just hilarious, where they'll start spazzing out because they're too close to you and then they're too far from you, and so they just do this little rubber band walk and forth, you know, dirt, and spinning 360 degrees every time, and you're like, man.
Sounds awesome.
The last video I did, there was it went from combat to cutscene, and one of the characters' pants rendered in, and so during this, supposedly serious cutscene, there were disembodied pants walking around in the background. People were like, "What's up with the pants?" And I'm like, "Fuck, I don't know."
Amazing.
I didn't even notice it when I recorded it. Somebody pointed out afterwards, and I went back and watched it, and I just laughed for like 10 minutes. I was like, "Oh my god." Send a clip of this to BioWare. What are you people doing? So yeah, a guy spinning around, on a corner, that's nothing at this point.
Oh man.
Yeah, no, you didn't want to spoil anything, but yeah, there's a video you might want to go watch, and it's only like you could watch it for 10 seconds and not really ruin anything, but just watch these ghost pants cavorting around in the background. It's a wonderful thing about being able to record gameplay now. You can say, "Look at this shit."
Yeah.
We're on to something. I can feel it.
Captain Kenway? Where is the assassin, Duncan Walpole?
Dead and buried. After he tried to kill me.
We are not sorry to see him gone, but it was you who carried out his final betrayal. Why?
Money was my only aim.
Should I find comfort in that? You murdered our brothers and sisters in Havana.
He has the sense, Mentor.
James tells me you treated with the Templars there. Did you see the man they called the Sage?
Aye,
Would you recognize his face if you saw it again?
I reckon so.
I must be certain.
Not a word. Come on.
Now coming up, we have one of the few genuine puzzles in this entire game. It's pretty simple, but it's actually a puzzle, not just like fighting or climbing.
walked me blind and backwards into this mess, kid. Who the hell was that jester back there?
Atabai, an assassin. And my mentor.
So you're all part of some daffy religion?
We're assassins. We follow a creed, aye. But it does not command us to act or sin. Only to be wise.
Oh, do tell. I'd love to hear it.
Nothing is true. Everything is permitted.
I love his sarcastic streak.
This is the world's only certainty.
Everything is permitted. I like the sound of that. Thinking what I like and acting how I please.
Parrot the word. Ah!
Now, I actually wanted to re-record this part because I cut off Kid's line. You parrot the words, but you do not understand them. But actually, when I re-recorded this part, he didn't even say that line. So I actually got it right the first time and the bridge collapses before he can finish his line.
Try moving then.
There was one mission I was recording a few nights ago where I sent some dancers after a group of guards to get them out of the way, but the side effect was that I completely I accidentally got rid of an entire conversation you're supposed to eavesdrop on, so obviously I had to record that part.
So it's you lot.
That was a disaster. It took me like 2.5 hours to do 2 missions.
We had them running scared. They have the upper hand now.
I was recording a major one over the weekend and messed up my recording and had to start over, more or less. But that was okay because the first run through, one of my companions died a lot. Just kept like, she's flat on her back again. I'll go get her up. And the second time it went much smoother, so that was actually a little bit of providence, I guess.
Huh. Oh hey, our first little introduction to diving, which will become more prominent later in the game, when we can finally explore those underwater wrecks that we've seen every now and then.
I didn't really care for those.
Yeah, it's just the sharks are just so aggressive. They're attacking you all the time.
And you'd think you'd be able to do, you've got a knife in your teeth, for hell's sakes. Can't you stab him in the face or something to get him to go away? No.
Yeah. And there's that one stupid Abstergo challenge where you have to survive 10 shark attacks. And it's just... that's such a pain. The best way to grind that out is to hang out by the diving bell and then let a shark attack you, hope it does that little quick time event, then you go back into the diving bell to regain your health. Yeah. I mean, it's stupid, but, whatever.
How's that?
What I'm taking you to see may spin your head right round.
Like a record, baby.
I hope you could take the shock of it.
I can handle myself.
Yeah, that was an odd way to phrase that. This all could have gone a little smoother. Just sort of collapsed into the water there.
I'm just gonna take a quick dip. I'll be right back. Well, at least he doesn't die falling in the water. It's not Altair.
Yeah, that's true. Conversely, it's endlessly hilarious to throw people in the water in the Ezio games. Always kills them instantly. Sometimes you'll see people fishing on the side of docks or something. You can just pickpocket them and then shove them into the water.
Nope, nothing to see here. It's a dead man.
Nope. Hey, it's not the water, and it doesn't count as you killing them. So you could do that to entire docks of guys without any punishment.
Correspondence then. But what?
Basically, you match up the colors, red, green, blue, put the right stone on them. You get the picture, I think, after I do the first one. You use the big stone heads on opposite sides to move the stones out of the. You get the blue stone out of the red part. You get the red part out of the green part, and yeah, you just match up the colors. It's pretty simple.
That's the question.
All this predator prey stuff really not important.
Match a predator with its prey.
Or match a color with a color. That works too.
Try something else.
Jesus, that's him, the sage. But this thing must be hundreds of years old.
Older still. You're certain it's him?
Aye. It's the eyes that mark him.
Did the Templars say why they wanted this sage?
They drew some of his blood into this small glass cube.
Like this one?
Aye. They meant to ask him about the observatory too, but he escaped.
Huh. We're finished here.